Somebody killed that lady that knew about her when they was covering up, and they had to put it on a black man. But in the position that they got him and got him to confess to all of that stuff, but forced him to confess.
And Lima was a nice person. He was nice because he was young. He didn't know no trouble stuff.
You robbed and killed that woman, didn't you, boy? You hit her over the back of the head with a brick.
Hearing my mom say how the police would come and search their properties day in and day out.
He was talking to everybody and going in the purse clothes and just rambling through everything, looking for a knife, and never did find a knife.
Then you drove her to Frierson, where you stabbed her.
At that time, he couldn't drive a car because he had never been exposed to driving a car.
I said, do you think Uncle Peck did that? He said, Tommy Peck couldn't do that. He said, Peck couldn't drive, Peck couldn't read. He said, Peck couldn't do that.
You have somebody that's mentally disabled, who is in a room for the first time, who has never been interrogated. They may not understand what they're being asked. They're more susceptible to pressure. Sometimes those individuals just want to please the person that they're asking them the question.
I stabbed him.
Oh, so many mornings I gotta get up some. Oh, I gotta eat my breakfast like a mom.
So I'm from Louisiana, and I know Louisiana history. And Haiti is the reason why Louisiana became a part of the United States, right? Mm-hmm. When the Haitians fought the French to gain their freedom, that's the only group of people to ever go to war for their freedom is Haiti. The French were so broke, like financially devastated, that they sold Louisiana to the United States. So Louisiana is a part of this country because Haiti won the war against the French. So where am I going with this? Those people in Haiti, those people are there, the slaves are there because of one or two things. Either they came directly there from Africa, or the people in America would send their unruly slaves to Haiti when they couldn't control them. Wow. They would send them to Haiti because the slave masters were so ferocious in Haiti. The ones over here ain't have nothing on the ones in Haiti. They were very brutal to the slaves. But what they messed up is when they kept sending the worst slaves to Haiti.
Right.
Because what happens is, over time, you got enough really bad slaves until they go ahead and defeat you, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened in Haiti. So my experience in Haiti made me see, it allowed me to see why history is the way it is. Those people are poor over there because after Haiti beat France, they had to pay reparations to France for many, many, many years.
Right. I heard that.
Billions of dollars, simply because they won the war. So how are you in debt to the country that you beat? Why are you in debt to that country?
Aren't they still paying? Isn't that something that was just recently in the news about a year or two ago?
I think they finally stopped making the payments, but that's generational poverty like you have never seen. Mm-hmm. And Haiti was rich in coffee, tea, and sugar. They had resources to be extremely rich. Right. But because they had to pay France, they are extremely poor. So what really pissed me off is when I hear people say, those people over there, it's a third world country because they're lazy. No, they're not a third world country because they're lazy.
Right.
They are a third world country because they were forced to pay for winning their freedom. And America supported that.
Yeah.
Because they had the audacity to want to be free, and they won.
Right. And of course, the country that allowed monuments to Confederate soldiers who were defeated would also support Haiti having to pay
You got to think about those monuments, don't
Dude,
you?
I do have a thing about those
You
monuments.
might got to think about Confederate monuments.
I do,
I do
man.
too.
'Cause
They need to come down.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Before I heard this.
Yeah, we talked about on our last episode. I came up with this crazy idea about how the premise in our country has always been, don't remember so that we can forget. Whereas we talked about present day Germany, where they say let's remember so we don't repeat, and they have tons of stuff reminiscent of the Holocaust so that you don't repeat, quote unquote, the same historical mistakes. But in this country, it's like, let's not remember so that we can forget about it.
Well, no, they want you to remember when they had their foot on your neck. Or their feet.
Their footses?
Their feet on your neck with these statues. They want you to remember that.
They want you to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
They want you to remember.
if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh, but they make a statue of Pittsburgh's losing quarterback for the Cowboys to bring back with them.
Well,
It's crazy, man.
Now, you know, that's a great analogy because I'm a Steelers fan, which means I could never love Dallas. I hate Dallas because I'm a Steelers fan.
Okay.
So that was a great analogy.
how you become a Steeler fan from Louisiana? Why aren't you a
Terry
Saints fan?
Bradshaw is from Louisiana.
Well, this
And
is true.
he had a farm in the little town where I grew up.
Okay.
Oh, what town did you grow up? You mentioned that twice. What town did you grow up?
It's called Frierson, Louisiana.
Frierson.
You don't
Yes.
you don't have that Louisiana
I know.
I'm up north.
dialect.
I'm up north. I'm above the Mason-Dixon line in Louisiana.
See,
Yeah.
the crawfish and
Okay.
crawdads and
No,
poor boy.
I'm up north.
She's
No.
she's a fancy. What is
I'm
it?
up north.
Louisianan? What are they? What is,
are you trying to say she bougie?
no, she's just fancy.
She fancy?
No, we don't have that culture. We don't have that. I can't cook gumbo.
You can't cook gumbo.
Okay.
Oh my God!
This
turn
interview is
turn in your
now
Louisiana
over.
card.
Thank you for
But my
calling
sister
in.
can. I can't though.
But you did go to Grambling.
I did. That's
Yeah.
up in North Louisiana. Southern is down south.
Southern is down south. I remember when I was a
Yeah.
kid. That's all I wanted. All I wanted to do was go to
Go to
Grambling.
Grambling
Yeah, that's the only thing we knew.
and
Was
play for Eddie Robinson.
all
Yeah.
we knew about was Grambling because it was a black college and I was in a black.
That's true.
We didn't know about.
They didn't talk about all
Yeah.
the rest of the black
No,
colleges.
no, but it was in
No.
Louisiana.
That's another story. I don't know if y'all been keeping up. I don't know what what you have coming up, but this whole HBCU thing, and the Dion effect, and all the HBCUs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know if but that's something
That
to
is
talk
something.
about.
And who would have thought?
Yeah.
Deion Sanders
Well,
upsetting
we,
the NCAA power structure.
we have
Yeah.
all over our set here. We have banners from HBCs. You have hats. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter. One of my daughters went to Howard. My other one went to LSU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Louisiana? Okay, so she
graduated.
understands the culture.
Yeah, she came back just smacking and snapping off crawfish heads, and I'm like, girl, what happened to you? Down in Baton Rouge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that we could sit and chat with you for hours. I mean, this is the first time you and I have ever had an opportunity to really kind of sit and chat,
Right.
other than passing. And I'm just intrigued by some of your stories. Just the whole conflict of military versus personal and all that stuff. That is that's 3 or 4 books there.
Yeah.
It you know what I do though, Ken, is I incorporate these things in my work. Like, the main character in one of my books may be a reservist, and then I get to talk about things that I've experienced, social issues, racism in the military. I create characters that give me the ability to talk about this stuff. You know, so
Because I'm fascinated. I want to know more about the military stuff. So next time we're gonna have to talk about. I'm sure you have some stories
She
wow.
to tell.
Yeah.
If she tells you, she'd have to kill you
I got
Well, she had to
I
find
got
me
these
first.
stories.
because she has a particular set of skills.
particular set of skills. She'd have to find
Yeah.
them first.
I'm a sniper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that red dot is?
That was that red dot on your chest, man.
Oh, man. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Are
sure.
you're not a sniper, are you?
No,
Okay.
but well, I mean, it can happen. I mean, I just say for instance, I went to the range and I shot everything and didn't miss, and they was like, you shoot so well, you can be a sniper.
Uh-oh.
In other words,
possible?
she not gonna miss, bro.
She can be if she wanted to be.
In other words, don't get on the
Yeah.
other end, the wrong end of a gun.
No,
with
I'm
her.
not making Dr. Smith angry.
Don't make Dr. Smith.
But you
I
did have
don't miss.
some
She don't miss.
oh Lord. Oh my God.
No, I don't miss.
See?
And I played basketball at Grambling, and I
That's
still break
right.
ankles.
I read somewhere
Oh,
where
my God.
you went to school on a basketball scholarship.
I did, yeah.
So she
Oh,
got
my
skills on
goodness.
not only with the iron, she got skills on the court.
She would literally
Light you
run
up.
circles around us.
Do you still
Yeah.
got skills now? Come on, no, really? I
My
mean,
son has not been able to beat me yet.
how old is your
So-
son?
He's 10. He hasn't beat me yet.
Let us know when you get 15.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say he's 21. Oh, he's 10. Oh, yeah,
No,
well,
he's 10. Yeah.
that's funny.
But I'm gonna tell you that your take on Roe v. Wade was, I wasn't expecting that.
yeah,
That wasn't what I was expecting.
Well, tell me what you think about my perspective versus what your perspective.
Me personally, I am not in favor of abortion. However, I don't think we should legislate people's rights to have one. So that's my stance.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's pretty much what you had said, Dr. Smith, in terms of it's not a
Yeah.
political issue, right? It's a
Right,
morality
yeah.
issue, and we've been very clear. We
Yeah.
personally we have our opinions about what it means from a morality standpoint. It's not something
Yeah.
I would advise, my daughters or whatever, but it is not me to judge whether you should have the right to make decisions for the good or the well-being of your own body as a woman. I had 2 daughters, so for me, it's a little more
Right.
passionate, right? It's like, I mentioned once before, how do these white men, these old white men, think they know best for the lifestyle and the life path of my 2 black children?
Yeah, and then they want to tell us that black women and girls have more abortions
Which we know is wrong.
any other race.
No.
But you saw the video that I did.
Yes.
And you saw why that is. They put their daughters on birth control pills as soon as they have a menstrual cycle, and they say it's because, they're having painful cycles, and, we want to regulate their cycles, and we don't want them to be, menstruating for 7 days. So I'm going to put her on birth control so she'll just have a 3-day cycle. No, that's not what you're doing. You're giving yourself the ability to sleep at night.
Right.
Because your daughter's not going to come home pregnant.
Mm.
Our daughters, either they don't have access to, birth control pills, or we try to we try to just hope and pray that our daughters don't get pregnant. Well, that's not what they're doing. They're making sure theirs don't get pregnant. And so, yeah, it may appear that we have more, but the question is why? Is it because we're less moral than them? Because that's a subliminal message.
Mhm.
When they say we have more abortions than white ladies and girls, the subliminal message is we are less moral than them, right?
Right.
Because these are all Christian folks over here. These Republicans, they are devout Christians, right? So those people over there are just having babies and getting pregnant and killing them. Y'all need to save your baby. That's what they're saying. But they didn't tell you that they put Brenda on birth control when she was 12.
Brenda had a baby.
Or Becky. They didn't tell you they had Becky on the pill at the age of 12, and that's why she didn't get pregnant.
Wasn't that a Tupac song?
Yeah,
Brenda had a
something
baby.
like that.
Brenda's got a baby. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
why I said Brenda.
Okay.
Yeah, I
But,
think.
but they
I
want,
told you
they
we
want y'all,
wander. We
do.
wander sometimes.
But they want y'all to have them babies,
yeah.
though, so we can
Yeah.
keep this industrial prison complex going.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
can't keep building these prisons. Ain't nobody to put in them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
y'all
and
have
we're
these
saying-
babies. We gonna make sure them schools suck in your neighborhood, and we gonna make sure there's enough drugs in your neighborhood, and we gonna over police your neighborhood, and we not gonna put no good food in your neighborhood. So you're gonna be unhealthy, uneducated, and you're not gonna be able to get no job.
So,
Exactly.
so I've been reading the 1619 Project, and there's this whole section that talks about the poor foods that are predominant in the black neighborhoods.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna
That's all we
get Sprouts.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know, we gonna give you some good chicken,
Yeah.
some good barbecue.
Yeah.
Chicken's good now.
I like chicken. I ain't
Yeah, okay.
I'm not mad
I
at
like
chicken,
me some fried chicken now.
but I can't eat
I do.
chicken every day
I like me some fried
Right.
catfish
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
or some, I don't know,
No.
or some good,
And you don't need to eat it fried either.
Right.
you know,
You ain't gonna get no
that good
hardly no
grease.
baked chicken.
well, I'm going to have to make sure that Dr. Smith gets some of my gumbo.
You can make
Since-
gumbo.
I didn't even
Oh,
know Mr.
girl,
Jenkins
I
could
am-
make gumbo.
Wait a minute. You didn't know that?
I did not,
I
sir.
did not know
All
that.
them times I have been asked to make gumbo for different functions we've been at.
By who?
Well, you know
By
what?
you, by
But you know what?
What?
I figured you probably had somebody making that gumbo.
no.
Uh oh.
He hadn't even had my gumbo and she says it's fake. No.
tell you
make
what.
I make some gumba.
Next show.
It ain't gumbo, it's gumba.
Next show.
What?
We gonna have a pot.
Okay,
of
we're gonna have a pot of gumbo.
Mr. Jenkins.
I can't believe she's
gumbo.
from Louisiana but can't make gumbo.
I didn't know New Yorkers
No.
even know what gumbo was.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
How
I make
people?
some-
But do you make your own roux?
I make gotta start with the roux.
Uh-oh.
Gotta start with the roux. What do you know about roux?
She from
Because if you
Louisiana.
got
But she don't
somebody
make
who can
gumbo.
give you some roux,
She can't.
I understand gumbo. I just can't make
You just don't make it.
She know the inner workings of
She
the
know
gumbo.
she know the ingredients. She know how to supervise
Yeah.
you. She lieutenant colonel. She know how to supervise you and make you make
Delegate.
gumbo. Here you
She
go.
know a
That's the
good
word I was
gumbo
looking for.
when she
Delegate.
see one.
She know it when she see it.
Delegate.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna have to make some gumbo for
You
next.
don't
The
have-
next
I've
show.
never, and I'm my feelings are hurt. I've never had.
You've had my gumbo.
No, sir, I have
He's
not.
had my gumbo. He just don't remember. It was so good. It blew his mind out.
My
Now,
feelings are
I'm
so
gonna
hurt
say,
right
but
now.
if he don't remember, then I don't know if
See?
it was.
He old.
See.
He old. He 50 something. Remember?
I'm hurt. I'm really. I need a drink right now. I'm just.
Jahari's going
But
away
when we gonna
party.
get the gumbo?
Gumbo. What'd you say, Dr. Smith?
When are we gonna get the gumbo?
I'm gonna have to make some. And when is the next time you gonna be in Dallas?
I live in Dallas. I'm here all the time.
What?
I don't know why I thought
Yeah,
you were
I
back
live
in
in Dallas.
Louisiana.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We
No,
could have
I
had
live
you in
here.
studio.
We could have.
Yeah, I
would've-
live in Rowlett.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We could have had you in the studio
At
here.
an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
At our,
Now you can't tell nobody.
she wouldn't have told you.
I
come to
ain't
the
gonna tell
studio.
nobody.
She would have parachuted in.
Yeah. We would have to
Well,
have
if
on
I
like.
get invited back, I can come to the
Well,
studio.
you will definitely get invited back because
Yes.
I got some notes in my mind about 3 or 4 different stories I want you to elaborate on.
She got some stories.
Okay.
She got some. She
Okay.
definitely has
Stories,
some
bro.
stories. This was an absolute delight. You have just made my day in terms of some things I didn't know before this day started, but now I know, and that's what to me it's all about: is
Yeah.
having the ability
Yeah.
to share and have the ability to create forums for this. You know, we want to be able to educate our younger generation.
Yeah.
And we think that, especially with things like Roe v. Wade, that they may be missing the impact of the time that they're living in right now, just because they're so distracted with so many other things going on. But to have these stories, have the ability to pass these stories on, and to gain knowledge and wisdom and experience from people like yourself. Dr. A.L. Smith, thank you again for being part of our podcast. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm so glad you invited me.
Absolutely. I'm a little bit intimidated.
Why?
She's lieutenant colonel in the military, doctor, kill people with your thumbs. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, yeah. Won't miss with a gun. But no, an honor to call you my friend. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome anytime. Both of you. Thank you so much.